everyone. I don't even think I need to say what we're looking at here, but hello everyone. Welcome to Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe. Today we are taking a look at, obviously, the 1966 very iconic Batmobile. This is from Mattel, and it says, first Batman classic TV series Batmobile that fits 6-inch figures. This is a very large piece to add to my collection. I got this for really, really cheap. I saw some people get this as cheap as $20. I paid $24 for it off of Walmart.com. I think the last time that I saw it, shortly before Christmas, it was up to $39, which is still cheaper than the original price tag of it being $50 to $60. I have a little bit of rattling. You can kind of hear there, I think, that tire wheel. Hopefully it's attached in there and something's not broken. I think it's just kind of hovering in there. It's not really resting down on itself. I have to pull the camera way far back from my review table to be able to get this, at least the box, in this shot. So I may just have to kind of do some trickery here, film some footage, and then apply a voiceover, because I think I'm going to be all kinds of having to lean around to be able to show different sides of this and to be able to get up close on it. It's just such a big box and package, but we'll see how the box portion of this goes if I'm going to have to back up even farther to get everything in frame. So you can see the front of the box here. You have a window opening at the top with the 1966 bat signal shining in the sky and a whole bunch of na 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 written all over the place here. There's some side panel that it's really hard to make sure I get this in the light as my lights are up farther on the table, but I think you can see that there. It says vroom. You got a picture of a artist rendering of the 66 TV series here. It's not really done in the style of the 1966, but I think we can get the idea from it. A really cool thing. I wanted to pick this up when it first came out, and I kept telling myself, just wait. I picked up the tumbler last year, I believe, or maybe it was 2 years ago, and I got it for $20 at Walmart, and it was, you know, a almost $60 Mattel vehicle, and I kept thinking, just wait, the same thing will happen. Let's take a look at the rest of the box here. They still have some information here on it that we could take a look at.
To the Batmobile, Batman and Robin have many gadgets in their arsenal, but none more high-tech and stylish than the Batmobile. Ready to power with the touch of a button when the dynamic duo find themselves in immediate danger. Laser beams, magnets, and a parachute jettison button become quite useful, and there's no need to worry about the villainous takeovers. Bold citizens, the anti-theft activator is all the Caped Crusader needs to protect his invaluable vehicle.
Yeah, it's, like I said, this box is huge. Down here in the bottom, if I can get it into frame here, it says Batmobile designed by George Barris, which I thought that was a really cool part that Mattel put on here to give a nod that this is a George Barris designed Batmobile. They recently sold the first #1 car off in an auction. I can't remember exactly how much it went for. I'll have to take a look in my notes that I have. You can see the other figures that are in this wave. It said same bat time, same bat channel up here at the top. Again, I apologize for the wonky camera work, as this box is so large to try and get everything into view so you can be able to read it. The other figures are Batman, the Joker, Penguin, the Riddler, Catwoman, and Surf's Up Batman. And for some reason, they're not putting Surf's Up Joker in the list of figures that you can get from the 66 TV series. I am very happy to have this Batmobile to add to not only my Batman action figures, but my Batman Batmobile collection. So this is a large Batmobile. I'm wondering which is larger, the 2003 Batmobile, which I have off to the side, or the 66 Batmobile here. So while I try and figure out how to get the Batmobile out of package here, because I'm sure he's bundled in there very tight. Hold fast, and we will be right back. Now here is the inside of the box, made to look like the inside of the Batcave from the '66 TV series, in a purple hue here that you can kind of see. Hopefully it's picking it up on camera. It would have been cool if they would have done this in actual, like, real colors, where you could have had a built-in diorama into the Batcave here. I've got Robin right off to the side, which, I mean, could kind of sort of still work, but with it being purple in hue, it's a little corny. I mean, granted, it's still on cardboard, but this would have been an easy display base to be able to use just to display the Batmobile, or to have your '66 action figures from the TV series up against this backdrop. So I think this was a missed opportunity. Again, it's just a piece of cardboard. They probably weren't thinking that far ahead, but I guess if I was in Mattel's department, I would have said, hey, let's just take it a step further and actually do this in real colors. So, okay, now on to the Batmobile itself. All right, here it is out of package. It's very cool. At the same time I say it's very cool, I don't think this, if I would have paid the $50 for this, the $50 or $60, I think I would have been really disappointed. Yes, it's just a piece of plastic. I was hoping for some gimmicks or a button, maybe that the siren light would work. That does it. I'm not talking about it going. I mean, the tumbler from the Dark Knight, or the Dark Knight Rises, however you want to say that, did come with lights and sounds. So I was kind of thinking they were going to do the same thing with this, that there'd be some lights and sounds, or maybe the '66 TV series theme song would have played, or you would have had the afterburner sound. The weight of the tumbler that Mattel made is a lot heavier than this. This is actually rather light. The 2003 Batman line of action figures, which was the precursor to the DC Superheroes line, had more gimmicks and features than what this Batmobile does. Now, again, I only paid $24 for this thing from Walmart.com. Some people that got it for, $4 less than I did, I would be okay. It's like, okay, I paid $24 with it. Yes, I can put 6-inch action figures in here, which is a plus. Granted, if they're DC Universe Classics figures, they're all not going to fit in here if they have plastic capes, unless you put cloth capes on them. But the '66 action figures will fit in here nicely. So it's nice to have at least a Batmobile that's in scale, or another Batmobile that's in scale. This is something we don't see quite a bit of. Our display bases, dioramas, or play sets, I guess is the word I'm looking for, or vehicles for action figures. That was kind of standard in the 80s growing up. You got vehicles for your action figures. Granted, I get that they're 6 inches, and I know that makes everything else bigger, but as I'm kind of sitting here looking at the Batmobile, knowing that I got Batman and Robin as a 2-pack with the side of the building that they could scale up the side of, how cool would that have been to include a diorama piece with each of the 66 action figure line, a piece of the Batcave that you could have put together a sizable part of a Batcave. I would have paid maybe $25 for each of those figures, knowing like, wow, I'm going to get a big piece of the Batcave to kind of put everything all together, kind of like Young Justice did with the Hall of Justice. But anyway, let's take a look at the Batmobile. There's a lot of cool things that they put into it. You can look inside of it and go, yeah, that just screams the '66 TV series. I was really hoping for some lights and some sounds in this thing, but we'll go through the Batmobile, but it is rather cool. It looks just like the TV series. I'm going to throw some extra light on here. I apologize about the lighting source and everything, but I'm having to back the camera up so far that I'm kind of beyond the scope of where I can light this thing from. But as you can tell here, it is a really, really pretty cool. I'm very happy to have this. Now, I do have a paint blemish right here. So you see some of the yellow, geez, know your colors, Rob. Some of the orange paint has chipped off here. And this was on the viewing side. When I got this in through the store, through the online, had it sent directly to the store. So when I was carrying this up to the front register, I instantly saw this. I mean, this didn't happen in transit. This has probably happened as they put it in the package. A little bit of fading here. I'm assuming that this oil spot is actually my finger. The orange didn't quite get placed all the way down on this side, but it still looks nice and vibrant. The other spot that I think is kind of lacking is here in the back. At least I think this could have been painted orange in here, or done some type of a fire type of a paint. I think that these were supposed to be beige or tan from the in the TV series. Black's fine. The license plate is accurate to the TV series. They did some work underneath of the Batmobile, which is kind of cool. You can see where some of the other pieces pegged down in here. Not that you're going to see underneath the Batmobile hardly ever. They got the bat right here on the side of the Batmobile. Let me pause the camera real quick and we'll get in closer so we can actually see into the cockpit. One other little blemish here off to the side, some orange transfer. Kind of look at my fingers here, seeing if I can get that to come off. It really doesn't kind of want to, but in the TV series, the doors would open up, so I was kind of hoping they were going to open here. They do not. The trunk would open. That would have been nice to put some of your extra pieces in here. It's still beautiful to look at. Up on the shelf is going to look great having Batman and Robin stand next to it or inside of the Batmobile. Again, for the price, the original price point, should have been some extra things that Mattel could have put in here. They did some really good detailing, which you'll see here in just a second once we get up inside of the cockpit. The light would have been a really cool feature to have that light turn on and then have a little light back here, because they did it in the Tumbler just a few years prior to releasing this. So same company, they could still kind of done the same thing. So let me reposition the camera and we'll get a better look inside the cockpit of the 66 TV series Batmobile. Alright, I'm going to shoot this the best that I can and try to get it at some weird angles here. But you can see the interior part of the dashboard up in here. We have a red light, blue light, yellow light, green light, yellow light, or actually white light there. So, I mean, that is accurate to the TV series. A little bit disappointed they just didn't leave one of these like where they would, Batman and Robin would roll these things up to reveal the TV camera or something like that. I mean, I keep saying disappointed. I mean, it's cool that we even got this at all, and it's going to look great. But just a couple of the other gimmicky things that made this particular Batmobile really kind of cool in the TV series were just all of the things like that said fire hose or anti-gravity, ejection seat, all those type of things. They could have put those little tiny stickers all over the place, and they really didn't do that. So I think there were a couple of missed opportunities. They really could have knocked this out of the park and made this, worthy of the $50 price tag. But again, I only paid $24, so I'm not going to complain too much. There is the Bat fire extinguisher. And you can see the emergency Bat turn lever, which is right here. I don't think there's anything underneath. There would be something in the TV series that Batman would push right here. So they did do a couple stickers. I don't think it says it on the other side. Yep, same thing on the other side. So they did do 2 stickers. They could have done just a couple others in here. We do have these set of dots that were in the Batmobile in the TV series. There's the red bat phone. We have the lever here, and these are all nice rubber, nothing hard. We have the seat belts with a little Batman 66 Bat logo on them, so you could strap in your figures. We have the fire extinguisher. There's some decent detail here. The exhaust ports are also a rubber, so that's nice that there's no sharp points anywhere on here. And so now if I can do this right, I'm going to raise the camera up just a little bit more and hopefully back this out. We will place Batman into the cockpit. I don't want to waste too much time here placing both of them, but at least you can see one of them in there. Steering wheel does move, by the way. You probably can't see because my stupid hands are in the way, but it does turn. Now, I'm not sure about this particular Batman and Robin. I mean, I've seen pictures of Robin in the Batmobile, and there's only just this particular Robin with the wire mesh hangers, but yeah, he's going to fit in there nicely. It's a little bit of a pain to get in there. The seat belt, I think, will latch on, but just due to the constraints for the review, I'm not going to get that pieced in there, but looks pretty cool. I think I can get him down just a little bit more. So you could put his hands onto the steering wheel and have them grip. There we go. We've got one hand on there. So we got a hand into the steering wheel. Alright, here is the 66 Mattel Batmobile up against the 2003 Batman line Batmobile. This Batmobile has the distinction of being the first Batmobile that was made for 6-inch action figures. It's quite large and impressive on its own right. I believe I have the tires, the front tires lined up with each other. So just from axle to axle, the axle widths are about the same on the two vehicles, but from, if I line it up, I think I even have it lined up nose to nose. The 2003 Batmobile is just a little bit longer with these longer fins down here on the bottom. Still both very cool. It's hard to tell from the angle of this shot that I have here, but the 2003 Batmobile is not only longer, but it is also wider to be able to accommodate those two figures. And there was a gimmick in here that you could take out the Robin portion of the seat, which became like a Robin type of a cycle. There were the missile over here fired, and this became a jetpack glider for Batman and or Robin or Nightwing or whomever you had in the seat there. So those 6-inch figures would fit in there. They had cloth capes just like the 66 action figures would. You can get some DC Universe Classics figures in the 2003 Batmobile if you put cloth capes on them, or you have someone like Nightwing, but they're still a little bit thicker and they kind of protrude out there a little bit, just depending on the size or the type of character that it is. But it would house 6-inch action figures. The same goes with the 66 Batmobile. But as far as if you're someone that's doing ACBA stuff, the Batmobile is in scale, so if you just had it as a background piece, the figures don't look so tiny and small, or the Batmobile doesn't look out of proportion to the action figures. Even with the DC Universe Classics figures, or even if you take it a step farther and use DC Collectibles action figures, both Batmobiles will work in scale with the 6 to 7-inch action also figures. Here is the Mattel tumbler, the purple version of the tumbler. This one was more for the 4 to 5-inch action figures, so the 66 Batmobile does kind of almost dwarf it in size, but what the Dark Knight Batmobile has going for it are sounds and lights. Things open up. I think if I do this right, so there's different things that it'll do. So I just hit the side of the Batmobile. Hopefully I didn't scrape anything here. But you have things that fire up and pop out of the Batmobile, even though now we're kind of into the kiddie version of the Batmobile. That should come up there too. So you gotta have like these oversized missiles that fire. So not that I wanted something like that to come out of the 66 Batmobile, But some lights and sounds and things that lit up, I think, just would have made this even cooler than it already is. So I kind of wanted to show you those couple things there. Alright, final thoughts here for the 1966 classic TV series Batmobile. Very happy to have it in my collection. I think it looks great. It would have been cool if it would have had some gimmicky thing to do with it. Maybe even have the engine, the hood of the engine open up. Lights and the sound, I think, would have just really sweetened the deal on this. I know I've kind of said it before already a couple times. I'm glad with the price point I paid for it, but had I bought this right out of the gate and spent the $50 to $60 on it, I think I would have been a little bit more disappointed that it really doesn't do anything other than roll around. Again, it's great to look at. It's great to be able to pose Batman and Robin, to be able to put them in it, but I kind of wanted just a little bit more out of it. But don't get me wrong, I am glad and proud to add this to my Batmobile collection. Today we've been taking a look at the Mattel 1966 classic Batman TV series, The Batmobile. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe signing off saying we will see you guys next time.